As the curtain falls on France's cultural sector for a second time this year, we're looking at the exhibitions welcoming their last lucky visitors back before the lockdown, and one that's visible from the streets of Marseille. But first, it's come as a blow to the theatres, concert venues and cinemas, which had cautiously welcomed audiences back following the first lockdown in the spring. French Prime Minister Jean Castex admitted that closing these sites will be, quote, very painful. He added that institutions will be allowed to continue with preparatory work, rehearsals and recordings. Yet for those working in the sector, the loss of revenue from ticket sales will weigh heavily on their finances. Here's more from theatre manager Valérie Allègre and director Sébastien Azzopardi.
On va avoir des dettes, on va avoir des charges, on va avoir des salaires à payer, on va avoir des loyers, on va avoir tout ça. Je ne sais pas, à mon avis, on est très très mal.
On s'est remis en marche à la demande même du gouvernement. Et à l'arrivée, on nous a mis le couvre-feu. Donc on a perdu les 2/3 de notre clientèle. Et là maintenant, on va devoir fermer. Et du coup, on se demande pourquoi on a fait ces investissements, pourquoi on a ouvert.
Indeed, plenty of frustration from those working in the creative industries who've had to adapt to changing constraints. We'll be keeping you updated on how those conditions evolve. Next, here in Paris, the Quai Branly Museum is known for its rich and diverse collection of artefacts from ancient civilizations, but less for its contemporary creation. Yet since it opened in 2006, the institution's built up an important photography department and also launched a programme of artists in residence. Now, for the first time, the museum's hosting an exhibition with an entirely contemporary perspective. It's called Who is Gazing and brings together the work of 26 artists from around the world. Natasha Miret and Catherine Kedia-Clifford went to check it out.
A patchwork tapestry made up of hundreds of portraits of strangers threaded together, retracing the history of Vietnam, as well as the life of the artist Dinh Quy Lê. As a child, he was forced into exile when the Khmer Rouge invaded Vietnam in 1978. Since then, the artist has been trying to reconstruct stolen moments from strangers' lives.
This collection of images represents a kind of surrogate family album. The idea is not just to talk about the unhappy past he lived through, but also to reconstruct happy moments of life in Vietnam and the history of Vietnam.
Vietnam, the Republic of the Congo, Colombia and Japan. The exhibition is designed as a stroll through a range of different landscapes and time periods. The 26 featured artists may come from 18 different countries, but their video and photographic works subtly resonate with one another.
There is not one single link or one common thread, but concerns that the works keep coming back to. The relationship to history, the question of memory, the desire to bring out hidden stories, always with this very reflective and well-thought-out relationship to the image.
Presenting the concept of the image as a mirror that questions the person looking at it, asking how do we look, where do we look, and who is looking at who.
Staying in Paris, the Pompidou Centre is paying tribute to French artist Henri Matisse with a new exhibition marking 150 years since his birth. The show follows his artistic evolution as he discarded sombre, academic compositions in favour of bright colours and simplified forms. Entitled Matisse, Like a Novel, it examines the artist's vocabulary and style, and this major survey of the work of a giant of modern art was hoping to draw visitors back to the museum after a difficult summer. That show will now be temporarily suspended due to government measures. Catherine Viette has more.
Henri Matisse, one of the world's most famous painters. His works are known for their almost childlike simplicity. At the start of the 20th century, a new school of painting known as Fauvism was born in France. It inspired Matisse to revolutionize the art form with his signature style, all color and shapes. He took up painting at the age of 18 while staying in the hospital. His mother brought him a box of paints to occupy his time. It was a revelation. At first, his paintings were mostly academic and somewhat somber, such as his first self-portrait. Yet in 1904, he began making use of vibrant colors in his work while experimenting with pointillism, a technique developed by the painter Paul Signac, in which small, distinct dots of color are applied in patterns to form an image. Soon, though, he felt constrained by the style and in 1905 opted for something altogether different. His use of a flat tint technique with color was unlike anything seen before in painting, especially this figure with green hair.
Ce qui peut les choquer, c'est cette couleur qui est complètement en fait déréalisée, c'est-à-dire qu'elle ne décrit plus la réalité. C'est une couleur complètement imaginaire et ce n'est plus le tableau qui représente quelque chose, c'est vraiment plus l'idée d'un tableau qui va dégager une énergie, dégager une présence à travers la seule couleur.
A picture that broke all the rules and ushered in a new style of painting led by Matisse. He composed his works around color and throughout his career also sought to simplify form.
Eh bien, si on me demandait quelle est la principale qualité pour un artiste, je répondrais sans hésiter le travail assidu, sans lequel rien n'est possible, même pour un homme très doué.
Matisse's work will forever be known for its simplicity and freedom.
Next to a street art phenomenon that has quietly flourished all over the world, but it started here in France. The little mosaics known as Space Invaders are now the focus of a new exhibition in Marseille. And beyond the confines of a traditional gallery show, it's also a safe way to see pieces of art in the open air. Monty Francis has the story.
It's not your typical art exhibition. Pieces of art you can find while walking the streets of Marseille. They are known as Space Invaders, a concept based on a vintage video game. The exhibition itself is an adventure. You search, find, and snap a photo on your phone to earn points. There are about 100 to discover.
I like it a lot. The colors, it's original. We often have graffiti, but this is a nice change. I like it a lot.
The unique mosaics are part of an exhibition called Invader Was Here. They turn up just about everywhere.
I think it represents the old port in Marseille. I think it's beautiful, and for once I found one just above where I work.
The mastermind is one of the most mysterious street artists in the world. The figures began appearing in Paris in 1997. More than 20 years later, you can find the artwork across the globe, and even at the International Space Station. Back here on Earth, the artist spent this past summer at Marseille's Cité Radieuse, putting together his latest collection.
With the coronavirus and with everything going on right now, it was the right time, because this exhibition is outside. The artwork is here at the Cité Radieuse, but there's also other artwork you can see from here from the terrace, and I particularly like this one, because it's a declaration of love for Marseille.
Officially, the exhibition runs through November 11th, but the artwork will remain on the streets of Marseille for the foreseeable future.
Finally, photographer Tina Modotti was the focus of a show at the Italian Cultural Centre here in Paris that has had to close its doors, but that exhibition's been postponed until December. Photography, Liberty and Revolution follows Modotti's extraordinary journey from Italy to Hollywood via political activism in Mexico, shining a light on her startling black and white portraits as well as her experimental studies and modelling sessions for other artists. The exhibition seeks to reveal the woman behind the camera as well. We'll leave you with a preview. Otherwise, do check out our website for more arts and culture, and you can keep up with us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram too. There's more news coming up on France 24 just after this.